noticed, or you might also not have noticed, that I took a few weeks off of YouTube, but now I'm back and I'm here to discuss some new makeup with you. I thought it would be fun to do this once again. I used to do this once a week, but I took a little bit of a step back, but I thought it would be a great way to kind of like get back into the swing of things. So let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss, I feel like Catrice is kind of like slowly releasing, slowly preparing us for their new update. I feel like the Era of Senses collection is probably gonna be a bunch of products that are gonna be permanent in their new update, and then they're also gonna add some other things as well. I feel like it's a little bit of a confusing way to launch your new products, because you make it feel like a limited edition to, I don't know, make more sales, and then it's permanent, but you don't say it, you just call it the Era of Senses collection. I'm just a little bit confused, but I feel like that is what they're doing right now. That's kind of like what I'm expecting. And last year they also launched their spring summer update so early. It was like December, I think, like probably mid to late December, they suddenly released their update. And one of the things that they have been teasing is this Diamond Haze Jelly Highlighter Stick in a touch of rosé. And it says the new Catrice Diamond Haze Jelly Highlighter Stick delivers multi-dimensional shimmer in a convenient stick format for cheeks, eyes, and lips, no smudging. So this is really like this jelly thing. I do feel like this kind of jelly thing I'm probably gonna like more, like a jelly highlighter I'm probably gonna like more than a jelly blush. I actually have never tried a jelly blush because I just thought it's not gonna be for me. I do not like a stained look on the cheeks because I just feel like it doesn't smooth over. It kind of like emphasizes imperfections on your skin, because I don't wear like foundations or skin tints like basically out of the house. Like it doesn't happen a lot. I just like my bronzers and my blushes to be a little bit more perfecting than that, so I never bought that, but I feel like a highlighter version of this could be really cute. By the way, if what I'm saying is true about the new update, what kind of video would you like to see on it? I'm a little lost on that. I'm a little unsure what I would like to do with that. I just feel like it used to be so clear for me, to me, how I would approach that, but now if a lot of products I've already tried and all of a sudden they're saying, okay, this is permanent, what would you like to see? Or would you just like to see a video with the products that we haven't seen yet in the Era of Senses collection? Let me know. By the way, if you haven't seen my video on the Comfy collection, Feeling Comfy collection by Essence, I'm a little stuffy, as you can probably hear, so sorry about that. I'm doing my best here, but I'm also kind of like fighting for my life. So we have some new products by Cosmic Brushes. We have some new Velvet Matte lipsticks, and these are all looking pretty cool toned. Like they're looking smoky, cool toned. I actually didn't pick any of these up, but there are some really interesting shades. I don't remember now if I tried any of this formula, because I had a red one and a kind of like super warm terracotta brown one, not my type of shades. I don't know if I ever actually put one of those on my lips or if I just gave them away right away. But these shades are pretty cute. I just feel like with lip products, when I go for really cool tones, it's a certain type of look, and it's not really necessary for me to have a bunch of like really smoky lip products, like really smoky, almost gray, so I didn't buy this. Oh yeah, and by the way, we also have some lip liners, also look very cool toned and smoky, seem to match those lipsticks. Also didn't buy any of them, but I did make an order from Cosmic Beauty, but I also didn't buy the newest palette. I also didn't buy the Cosmic Brushes or Cosmic Beauty Death Tarot palette. I have watched some videos on it. I was slightly intrigued. And I do think it's a beautiful palette and probably a lot of people are gonna enjoy it. And I did consider it, definitely. I was thinking about it, but I don't know. I feel like the warm browns, they are not really for me. Then we have a lot of those smoky cool tones that I feel like I have from Cosmic Beauty. And then we have the reds and purples, which I also feel like I have from Cosmic Beauty. I just didn't feel like this was gonna add a lot to my life. And I feel like I could definitely do looks with this that I would enjoy. But I just had to be a little bit realistic. I have a lot of palettes from Cosmic Beauty, and I did actually buy the Starlight Society palette, which was now available separately. I thought about buying that set, but like it was pretty expensive, and realistically I wouldn't really use the other products a lot. So I try to be a little bit smart about it. I am not always the best at saying no to like exciting makeup products and collections, but I tried to be smart. I was like, okay, I will wait for it to be available individually. Waited for that. I only bought that palette, and I think that it's just more up my alley. That palette is just more like fresh, some pastels, and this one was just a little bit too smoky, and then some like very harsh tones, to put it like that. Like those brighter reds. I just don't really wear that. So I was realistic and I didn't buy this one. I do feel like the looks that I've seen with this are absolutely beautiful, but this as a whole doesn't really make sense to me. Like the purple, red, gray color story that a lot of indie brands have been doing, it's just not really for me. It's just a little bit too harsh. I used to have a palette like that as well from Unearthly, and I gave that away because I just don't really use that. So I think I made the right choice there. Then we have the new Lethal Cosmetics Serpent collection. Is this a Serpent collection? It was the Serpent collection, right? Serpentine collection. We have an eyeshadow palette, we have some lip stains, we have a lip balm. I really like the formula from Lethal Cosmetics that they have been doing since, I don't know, a year or two. I really like the formula. But I also have a couple of palettes now from them in that formula, so I'm trying to be a little bit more picky. And I feel like this palette, even though it has some nice shades, I feel like the shades that I would use from this are the shades that are shades that I already have in the palette that they came out with last holiday. What was the name of that palette again? The palette with the tree on the front, with the smoky purples. I feel like that is what I would actually use from this palette. And then we have kind of like the brighter pink and a brighter green. I don't feel like I would really use it, so I decided to not get this palette. And I am doing my best. I am gonna make it my mission to not buy any more lip stains. It just doesn't work on dry lips. That is my opinion. I am not gonna be buying any more lip stains, so I'm skipping on that. Then we have a new palette from Titanium Foxes. I only see a video here. I don't know if it's already available, because then I will just check the website. Titanium Foxes Cosmetics, I feel like their eyeshadow formula is really, really nice. But they are relaunching quite a few palettes, and some of them do look a little bit similar. I have two palettes I think that I am really enjoying. And this is the Shivering Owl palette. This is very murky, but then also with some pops that are a little bit brighter. This I kind of like, but I feel like the shades that I would really like from this and would enjoy the most from this, I already own from the brand. So this was, once again, a pretty easy skip for me. I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful with my makeup purchases because I have a lot. And there is a lot that I haven't been able to use. And especially at the end of the year, I just feel like that makes making the roundup content a little bit more difficult. Like, I feel like I still have so many things to try to be able to really make up my mind, wrap my head around what has been going on this year. So I feel like I have shopped myself into a little bit of a difficult situation. I feel like I'm drowning in makeup that I still have to test. So I did a step back this year in comparison to last year, but I'm gonna try and take another step back. So that is also why I'm here just talking about makeup instead of showing you new things that I just bought. Even though I just bought the Comfy collection, the Feeling Comfy collection from Essence. Like, I'm gonna be doing some first impressions and some reviews, but I'm gonna tone it down, okay? That's my plan. Then we have this new palette, the Festive Elegance palette from Dede's Signature. And I actually think this is a pretty cute palette, but it's very murky, it's very green and red, and it's just not really tones that I would wear. So, not a skip for me. And I actually haven't tried this formula yet. Let me know if you like the formula, if you've tried it. And then we also have the Merry Chrissy collection, or palette, it's not a collection, from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. And I was really looking forward to this palette. But I feel like with this one, and also with some other palettes, I feel like they have been combining shades that I would enjoy with warm neutrals. And these types of warm neutrals, it's just something I do not like on myself at all. Like that kind of like camel yellow brown type of shade, it just throws off the whole palette for me. And then we also have the bright red. I'm not gonna wear that, so even though I was really looking forward to it, this is just not my perfect color story. Alright, then we also have from Fantasy Cosmetica. I have tried some Fantasy Cosmetica palettes. I think I have two in my collection, but one I still have to like get through, and I bought that somewhere at the start of the year, so that tells you something about what is going on. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to use the palettes that I own. that I already have. So this is the Fantasy Cosmetica Artificer palette, and this is a kind of like neutralish palette, but it's also very warm. We have kind of like this orangey shades, there's kind of camel shades. I am never gonna like that on myself. I like sort of a warm brown when it's more of a red shade. I feel like that kind of like contrasts with my green eyes, but this just clashes with my skin tone so much. So skipping that one, even though it looks quite cute. I quite like the color story, and I like to see it when indie brands are coming out with neutral palettes. I just love a spicy neutral palette. Okay, this one. I just need to talk about this one. Kaleidos finally came out with another collection, and I have been so close to ordering this, but I, in the end, didn't do it because I just feel like I need to use the lip products that I have. But I was actually very excited to see that they are doing makeup again. I have been wondering, I feel like a lot of people have been wondering, what is going on with Kaleidos? Their last collection was 2 years ago. Then they came out with some hair dyes. I don't care. I do not care. It's just not for me. I don't care about hair dye. I also don't really care when brands are coming out with skincare, when they're coming out with jewelry. Makeup brands, for me, I'm just the most excited when they come out with makeup, and that is what they're doing. It's just how I feel. But yeah, we have this new collection with these glossy lipsticks in different formulas. We have eyeliners, like those multichrome eyeliners. I heard that these are a little bit more creamy than the other ones that they still have, but that they came out with before. And then we also have some lip liners. I do feel like this is the type of collection that would pull me in, and I feel like if I didn't feel so overwhelmed right now, and if I hadn't taken a pause from makeup and YouTube and everything for 3 weeks, maybe I would have bought it. But at this point, I feel like I just need to focus a little bit, and I have so many lip products. And I actually wasn't planning on filming declutters. I might do it in the end, but I'm not gonna try and get that all up in December. Maybe it will be up in January, February, we will see. I will film that when I feel like it, but I have so many lip products and I don't feel like I need more right now, even though this looks quite cute. Like, some of the shades look really fun, but I did hear that these are a little bit mentally, like a little minty, and it is usually not my preferred formula. And then it's kind of like, do I need to buy these, or will I buy them on a sale sometime? I'm gonna see how I feel after like a month or two, if I still want to buy these, because it's also not the type of collection where I would do a dedicated review. Let me know if you want to see anything that I talk about, by the way, because that's also kind of the point of this, like kind of gauge your enthusiasm. But the main story here is that I'm actually not trying to buy things. I'm actually trying to not do that and talk me out of things. But also, if you're gonna buy something and you're excited about something, I always love to hear it. And then we have these new palettes, these new Viseat palettes. We have one that's kind of like warmish browns with greens, and then there's one kind of like purplish. I saw that these were available at Boozy Shop. I kind of thought about it, and then I thought, you know what? I have an eyeshadow palette from Viseat that I have really been enjoying, and that's kind of like what made me think about these, but I just shouldn't buy a bunch of new palettes. And I don't feel like this purple palette, because that is what I was kind of thinking about, I don't feel like this purple palette is different enough. And I feel like the thing with Viseat is that they just come out with a bunch of kind of like smoky purple neutral palettes that just all look so similar. Like, I cannot even tell them apart. I cannot remember which one I have and which one I don't have. Like, if I see an overview of the palettes from Viseat, I'm just confused. Like, me and my sister, we gave my mom an eyeshadow palette from Viseat, I think it was a year ago, for her birthday, and I couldn't tell you which one it was. I just know that it was one with kind of like a brown to green shifting shimmer. But I don't really get why we have 10, well, probably not 10, but a bunch of palettes that look so similar from Viseat. Then we finally have this Beauty Bay shimmer palette, the neutral one, available separately. I feel like they were kind of forcing people to buy this with just some stuff that they didn't need by putting this in bundles, only in bundles. Like, they put it in a bundle with the other shimmer palette, they put it in a bundle with a bracelet. Why do I want a bracelet? I just want this palette. I don't want a bracelet. I don't want the other things. I don't want a few random like makeup bits from Beauty Bay. I just want the palette. That is what I was thinking when this first came out. And probably it wasn't that much more expensive with the bracelet, but it just felt a little bit sneaky. Like, of course people want it separately. And then they posted on their Instagram like, oh, people asked for this separately, so we finally gave it to you. Like, it's not that difficult. to guess that people just want the palette. Especially if they buy a lot by Beauty Bay, they probably already had that other shimmer palette. So I feel like that's a little bit of a strange business tactic that I don't stand behind. And I've been thinking about whether I should buy this one, but I think the time has passed. And I think I have all shimmer palettes that I should use instead of a new all shimmer palette. It does look cute, but I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. Come to my senses. I don't need this. Then this one, I'm kind of intrigued by. This is a new glow boosting highlighter by NYX from their Buttermelt line. And so we have these highlighter sticks in different shades, some fun colors, some more like neutral shades. I don't know if I would buy this. I'm kind of intrigued. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it if I see it. Like usually it takes like 5 months for new NYX products to come to the Netherlands. Sometimes it's incredibly fast. Like one time the Christmas collection was on Zalando Netherlands like months before I saw it anywhere else. But usually, especially with these kinds of products that are gonna be part of the regular range, I just feel like it takes such a long time. And I don't know if I really see a shade here that I would want to buy. I'm just a little bit unsure about this one. I also feel like I just have a bunch of highlighters that I want to use a little bit more. I think I'm good for now, but maybe if I see this available in like 4 months, might change my mind. Then we have some new products from Maybelline. We have the Plump and Glow foundation, and then we also have a new concealer. What is concealer? It doesn't even say. What is this concealer? I do not have the patience for this today. Like, okay, we don't know what the concealer is. The lifter concealer, I guess, and then a Plump and Glow foundation. I actually really like the foundation that I tried from Maybelline. I don't know, do I have it here? I forgot the name. This one, the Super Stay. I actually feel like this works really well on my dry skin, the Lumi matte. I feel like this looks great. Ooh. I feel like this one looks great, and I also really like the shade. A glowy foundation usually works well on me because I feel like my skin just sucks up the moisture and it doesn't become sticky. So I might be interested, but I don't know. At the same time, I don't wear that much foundation. I do not wear that much like skin tints foundations, and I don't feel like I need that many. And I have been testing this Nabla one. I've been really enjoying it. I'm also wearing it today, and I kind of feel like I have some options. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy this. Maybe I'll watch a review first and see how others feel about it. Then we also have this new bronzer, the Lumi Bronze by L'Oreal, and I was intrigued by this because I love a shimmery, well, not a shimmery, but a glowy bronzer. I do enjoy a glowy bronzer, and I did see that we have this rosé shade that intrigued me, but apparently it's quite warm toned, and I'm just doing my best to move away from warm tone, like very warm tone bronzers, because it doesn't suit me. So I'm really going from neutral to cool, and I'm trying to stay within that range. So I don't think I'm gonna buy any of these. Actually, they also look very, very metallic, like very glowy. I do like a glowy bronzer, but I feel like I like a glowy blush more than I like a glowy bronzer. Like the bronzer can be more of a satin, like a natural sheen, and then the blush can be a little bit more like intense. So I don't think in the end I'm gonna be buying this one. Then Bella Beauté Bar. This palette actually launches the day that I'm filming this. This is the Bella Beauté Bar Crystallize eyeshadow palette. And when I saw the front of this being teased, I thought that's probably gonna be a palette that I would really enjoy, because we have kind of like those beiges, the kind of like soft, cool tones, kind of like the mints and the pinks. And I feel like the inside definitely reflects that outside. And I've been trying some Bella Beauté Bar. I have been slowly making my way through the 2 palettes that I bought, and I have been enjoying the look so far. So I'm kind of thinking that this could be a palette that I would actually really enjoy, and that I would actually use quite a bit. It's my type of color story. So this is one that I am debating on, but probably will take a little bit for this to come to Monolith. I will keep an eye on that. Maybe I could see myself buying this. I do really like the shade selection here. Like you could do something a little bit more like neutral, cool toned. You can do something more purple, kind of like greenish. It doesn't go too deep. I do feel like, is that a black or is that a really dark purple? It's called Obsidian, but it looks like it could have a little bit of a purple undertone. I don't know. But I do like the look of this and the vibe of this. I'm gonna think about it. I don't know yet. But Bella Beauty bar is not really branded I would do a dedicated review on because it takes such a long time for this to be available to me and then to get to me. So if you like to see that, let me know. Then we also have this new Patrick Ta, like squeezy tube lip balms, glosses. What is this called? The Major Moisture Smoothing and Hydrating Tinted Lip Balm with Vitamin E. We have the shades that we basically always have. A clear one, the pink, a nude, kind of like mauve, and then a darker brown. I'm not planning to pick this up. I don't think I've ever tried anything Patrick Ta and I'm fine with it. Then we have some new lip balms by Rare Beauty. It's the Find Comfort Lip Butter Balm and Overnight Mask with hyaluronic acid butter. $18. We have some different really nudie, very soft shades. I think this is a pretty interesting shade for a lip balm. I don't know how I feel about it. Doesn't seem like the most practical shade to apply. I'm not really inspired by these colors. I'm not really inspired by this launch. I don't think I care that much. I have lip balms. I'm good with what I have. And then we also have a body mousse oil. The answer is no. I think I'm good. Then we also have a new collection by Essence. This is the Crystal Crush collection. They just announced this. I just filmed with the Feeling Comfy collection. If you want to see about that collection, that video is already up, so that's also why I'm not really mentioning it in this video. But yeah, this is a Crystal Lovers collection and I just feel like I'm a little over it. And I know that's kind of like a shocking thing to say because Essence, Catrice and Kaleidos are like the pillars, the brands that my YouTube channel is built on. And I know you're kind of expecting from me to film the reviews on Essence. Like Catrice usually does things that I do enjoy. Kiko usually does things that I do very much enjoy. Like those brands I feel like are a little bit more like trustworthy to me. I know what they're doing. I understand what they're doing. They're a little bit more up my alley, but I feel like Essence sometimes they just do things I do not understand. And I'm just gonna do my best to be like true to myself in this case. It's also why I didn't try the, was it Nuts About You collection? I just didn't like anything in that collection. I just want to be a little bit more picky. That's just kind of like the message of this video. I just gotta be honest with myself, with you. I just want to have things in my collection that I love to use, that I enjoy to use. And I feel like if I kind of like force myself to buy everything from a certain brand, I do end up with things that I don't like. I try to be more picky within collections as well, but also with what I actually review. So in this collection, this Crystal Lovers collection, we have this eyeshadow palette with a blush in there. It's an eyeshadow palette and it just looks like it would be pretty dusty. I don't know. I don't really love the color story. I don't love the layout. And then we have this pH reacting blush in it. I just feel like this eyeshadow palette has a lot of wasted space. I think that maybe the shimmers would look pretty cute, but I do feel like the two darker mattes, they look like they would be pretty similar. And I just feel like the thing with Essence, what Essence has been doing, look at this, for example, with this pH reacting blush, it looks amazing in the pan. It looks so cool. And I feel like they have been focusing a lot on making things that look cool. But do they apply well? Do they actually look good on the cheeks? Are they actually very easy to use, beautiful products as you wear them? I feel like they just want to go viral because of the way it looks in the packaging, just with a bunch of their lip balms that they have been doing. I just feel like that is the whole thing with the pH reacting as well. It's just not for me. I'm just a little over it. And then with this lip gloss, I think this is probably a cute lip gloss. I think this looks quite nice, but I kind of feel like this is the only thing that I would sort of enjoy. What is this? Then we also have this lip glow in this crystal shaped packaging. I think this is going to be a pH reacting lip gloss as well. I just don't need that in my life. Okay, my battery gave out on me and I don't know exactly what I was saying, but I was talking about this highlighter cream that's also in the collection. And I feel like the highlighter cream could be interesting as well as the lip gloss, but two things being interesting from a collection like this, I feel like that's not a lot in a collection that has like 7, 8 different types of products. So I'm gonna be skipping on this one. That is my conclusion, and I am expecting to see more happening around the Catrice update as well very soon. So I'm gonna keep some space open, like hold some space. I feel like that is about emotions more than it is about first impression YouTube videos, but I'm gonna reserve some space for a video on that. And I just kind of feel like I want to move away. All right, let me go back to the middle. I just kind of want to move away from having these weeks of like 4 or 5 first impression videos, just new. Like, when do I even have the time? I do not have the time. It is really hard to find the time to actually use my makeup collection, to actually use things that I've tried again. I just don't feel like this is something I can keep doing. Like, I want to try new things, but I kind of want to roll them in more organically. I don't want it to be like a mountain of things that I'm looking at and just screaming inside like, ah! Like, it's just not realistic. Okay, this also turned into a little bit of a channel update. I'm gonna do a little bit of talking soon. I know I've been saying that, but things have been happening behind the scenes. I need a little bit more time before I can give you a little bit more of a like live and channel update, but that will be coming pretty soon, I think. I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat. Okay, that's gonna be it. Let me know which parts you would like to see, what you're most excited about, which things that I am actually getting in, you'd like to see in what way. And then that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.